Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm doing a small comparison between Destiny 2's navigation system and the Division 2's navigation system, talking about some strengths and some weaknesses, and that's just based on my experience. So, I may be off. This is probably a non-issue, not even probably, it's most likely a non-issue for a lot of other people, but having played the Division and the Division 2, and I have the Division 2 popped open here, it's nice. The things we have in the division are actually pretty nice, like some really cool quality of life stuff, like a small GPS that kind of tells you where to go, tells you how to navigate, fast travel system. That's also in Destiny 2. And the reason I'm making this video is I remember one time in Destiny 1, after a friend of mine had taken me through about 4 hours of gameplay, we'd had a blast. And so I just, I powered the game on and I said, hey, let me just jump in here by myself, because, he wasn't around. Afflicted Gamer. This was years ago. This was about probably 2 years ago or so. And was it 2 years ago? Yeah, about 2, 3. No, it was 3 years ago. Wow, it's been that long. Yeah. And I decided to, jump in there, and I could not find my way around. I could not navigate through the Destiny 2 thing. I kept selecting the different planets, the options in terms of what I needed to do. The map is cool, looks really nice. You see like all these planets and all these places, but I'm like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I, what am I doing here? And I think that was one of the things in terms of how the instructions were working then in Destiny 1. They weren't really clear. Now, I will give them credit here in Destiny 2. I think they've done an okay job. But just a moment ago, when I powered this game on, my next assignment was to go to the tower and get all these quests. And I did not know how to do it. I didn't know you had to click the tower and then just hover your mouse over here and then let you fast travel to the courtyard. You know what I mean? But I didn't know that, because there are all these things, highlighted all over the place, and it just, things are all beeping all over the place. It just kind of confused me a little bit, I guess. You can fast travel to the annex and all that good stuff. But I think one thing Ubisoft really has down is travel mechanics across their maps. They do a good job. If you played Far Cry, if you played, many of their other open world-ish games or open world games, especially if you played the Division 1, you see that's one of their strengths. They do know how to do a good job. I mean, if you hover around anything, you see where to go, you know where to go. And because we're running around more than often, a GPS is a nice aspect of the game. So, both games are seen as competitor games, so there's nothing wrong in looking at them from this perspective. And being a newbie in Destiny 2 or Destiny ecosystem, it's nice to kind of just look at both of them in a fun way, to say, oh, well, these are some of the really cool things that comes into the difference between both games. They're very different games, and at the same time they're very similar games, because they have an overlying commonality in terms of being looter shooters. And so that's just all I wanted to make this video about. I feel like the perspectives are quite cool. This is very cool for me to actually be looking at the Division 2 and then in the same place just looking at Destiny 2 and seeing how they do things differently. And the depth of the difference, yet they still have these, even though they have these nuances here and there, they still share similarities in terms of concept, and that's quite cool in my opinion. So Destiny 2, Bungie, thumbs up to you guys. I think you guys are doing a good job. I'm definitely down with this. I think once I learn what the heck I need to do, just a moment ago, I had to message a buddy of mine over here. Look, we had this conversation. I said, yo, I travel to a destination. I'm looking at the map. I don't know jack squat. I was asking him how to travel to a destination. And by the time he responded, he said, the direction given in this game is the worst in gaming history. I can't believe people went through it with Destiny 1 allowed it to be in this game. I know, right? And so that's one thing that I was quite surprised that they didn't even give too much more of an upgrade to it. But like I said, this might be a non-issue, but I guarantee you people who are coming to this game are probably thinking, man, if we can't navigate the map, we must really suck at gaming. And that might be the case. But, that's just something I wanted to point out in terms of the differences. And who knows? It might just be my insufficiency, and I'm willing to admit that. Or it just might be something where, the developers didn't think that core design would be difficult to navigate. And I'm just looking at it from that perspective, having been handheld by a map that looks like a freaking, computer system. What do I expect? So I'll get out of your hair. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's interesting for me to learn. I wonder how you went through your own learning curve in terms of how Destiny and the Division 2 works in terms of navigation. And, there are other nuances like the map and, the little things. But right now I'm already getting used to the Destiny 2 navigation system. And I just wanted to put this video out there for you guys. Thanks once again for your time and your audience. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.